South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea. I'm going to go to.
I don't know what's going on in that clip, but it's as wild as this week was. All right, we hit my monthly high target. This week we actually surpassed it by 20 points, which is very interesting. Now, I've showed you guys this last week as well. This is a presidential chart. We might be here. Time-wise, pretty close. I still expect a pretty big dip. However, this market has had the tendency to burn shorts, front-run stuff. It's getting very volatile and it is tricky, no doubt about that. So we did, however, hit the monthly high and weekly and daily and all of that. So we do have a daily Stowe reversal here that I want everybody to realize. RSI on the daily actually came down the last few days, so that's saying we can still go higher. Very tricky spot. This could be a 2B top formation, and how will we know? Well, we kind of need to start dropping straight out of the gate on Monday, and if we do, I don't see why we wouldn't come back down to this cluster level and reverse a lot of these gains pretty fast, probably from Monday until next Tuesday. And if we come down here by next Tuesday, that is a big buying opportunity. Then there's several things that say that speak against that say we can go higher in different sectors due to rotation. One thing I want to point out is Bitcoin, for instance. This is the late Friday drop. It has not only made up for that, it's holding higher. The idea of a bigger, larger retrace down to these levels, we still have unfilled backtest targets like the daily 9 and specifically the daily 21, is a gap up on Monday, pretty much. Now, you had both sides buying the dip here in the day, Friday. Apple got a lot of call flow. Excuse me. While SPY got a lot of put. One thing that concerns me and also helped us catch this whole rally up here is the NAMO. I have not seen it this high this year. We are surpassing RSI levels on the NAMO. Specifically, that is very rare. But again, it could just be crazy volatility. Okay, the reason I say that is if you look on the SPY Stowe for it, or SPX Stowe, you can see this burger pattern here where we go even higher, but the Stowe comes down. So it's kind of a cooling mechanism. If we can start chopping here, just like we did here, we can of course move higher. But every week I say this, and risk has never been this heightened as of late for a corrective sell-off, which should be a pretty decent one. I'm thinking at least a 6 to 9 day pattern of sells. Choppy, of course, but you kind of have to look at it this way. We have all these tech earnings coming up. Tech is pretty topped out. We've already seen some rotation out of it into more rate sensitive stuff like KRE, for instance, which was a monster trade last week. That I'm specifically, it's great to catch 1400 on JPM and 950 on LRCX, but this was a nice calculated swing. Still has plenty of room to go to the upside, all the way up to where it sold off from during the quote-unquote banking crisis. Anyway, Swung some Coinbase and Hood both should be up on Monday unless the Chinese start dumping Bitcoin. But since Germany's government is done selling and we've already popped over the 9, back tested it, held, and now we're shooting up. Next target is this 59 area. I'd like it to blast through to 60, come down and hold the 21, and then do this leg up that I have here. Or it rejects in grandiose fashion and dumps big time, and that's gonna happen to the whole market if we're gonna get a correction here before the end of July ramp up. Remember, we have a window of volatility starting from now until about July 19th, and then we have OPEX right on July 19th, and usually the OPEX low comes on the Tuesday past that, which is surprisingly also full moon leading into earnings, etc., etc. Okay, so everybody aware of that. Fantastic. Now we can move on and see what we got going on next week. Also, I think the chip sector is in focus, not only because of ASML's earnings and TSM, but because SMCI got into the Nasdaq, all right, and we got the Abgo split on Monday. Okay, so a lot of big stuff happening next week. That's why I personally swung some QQQ calls. I don't know if they're gonna pay or not. Again, it's a question of a gap up or down on Monday, which will give us some trend. But just looking at, I mean, that is a pretty ugly last hour, not gonna lie. At the same time, you got this Stow after hours kind of curling up, and SPY went comparatively up to like 506 if you compare the charts on Friday before it dumped. And again, please remember that we sold all of our SPY here. It did not get killed on this candle. Now usually this could be profit taken, it could be people shorting the highs, but there's a big possibility this is funds coming in and trying to reverse the trend, especially after a 2B pattern. Okay, however, we have a ghost candle. Okay, posted it, here it is. See that ghost candle? This is where I sold, and this is where I sold. Then we got the sell, filled that ghost candle, but this is a ghost candle up to 561. So mark this here. If we out of the gate on Monday, don't literally blast off and we reject here. I think this is a short-term top, and either through rotation or this or that, SPY is coming down, and it can be pretty rapid because we do have a ghost candle down to here. Now, follow me on that. If you need to rewind and watch it again and take notes, please do, because here's the deal. From last week we have this unfilled ghost at 552. Okay, now Monday we got early high, bam, start the decline, very possible. Okay, this is a make or break level, and then obviously all-time highs. If we put in all-time highs on Monday, that's a different thing. Usually this early high on Monday is bearish, and the final low comes in the final hour. Then we have Tuesday early high again. Okay, Wednesday we got early low. So if we find ourselves down here on Wednesday, that could possibly be a low, and that would be pretty cool, because then we would probably stay within this range for the whole week. Okay, Thursday early high and Friday early low. Now, there are some reports that Powell is on Monday again. Yes, there he is. I don't know where that meeting is, but let's see. Hold on. Economic Club. So this could be, he could hint, if he hints at rate cuts in September brings it up, the market's gonna rip. Okay, and I mean super rip. Why? Because banks held the earnings, right? Again, here. I'll get back to SPY. Look, JPM goes down. Blasted 21 cents. Rejects. Boom, boom, low. Boom. I see. Double bottom. MACD cross. Volume. 1400%, guys. Okay? 1400%. Just play JPM on Fridays. If you master JPM Fridays in this market, it's a game changer. All right, so back to SPY. So those are my two scenarios for it. Okay, and if we chop in this range, we can bring this stow down. And as you saw here, that I pointed out a week ago, oh look, wow. Last week we were here, and I said this stow is about to rip. What did we do last week? We absolutely flew $20 on SPY. You know, if my comment, like, if you're not green, what are you doing, is just take a moment with yourself. If I'm pointing out last week in the market analysis video, I mean, if you didn't watch it, you didn't watch it, but if you did, I pointed out a week ago what happened here and what happened here. What happened here? What happened here? And what happened here? And what happened here? And what happened here at the major low? Which is kind of the similar position we're in, except the stow is already coming down, right? So we reaped $20 on SPY, and I showed you why and explained why. The stow is your best friend in the market, whether it's the 5-minute chart, the hourly, or the daily. It doesn't lie. Look what SPY did. With that said, there's a possibility that this is what happens here. Since we've had these volatile candles already, that we only do this, come down, curl up Monday, blast off some more. Okay? And the rotation will be key in this. This was 900. Again, stow down there. Okay, jump in 950% in under an hour. Okay, and if anybody's gonna tell you, oh, there's low volume, I'm not gonna trade it, they have no clue about anything at all, and unfollow them. Okay, fantastic. Avgo, let's see. Split on Monday. I'm not in it. Let's see if it runs like Nvidia did afterwards. SMCI, huge news. Now look at this. We have literally just done this again, a little bit more volatile. Once this fucker gets going, price target first 1233 and then 1400. Okay, if this blasts off. Now, it is a very hard stock to trade. I'm going to see if it's probably going to open up here. If it opens up above 10.15, I'm going to wait for it to either break higher and ride it straight out of the gate, or wait for premiums to die off. It came pretty quickly coming back test, okay? And then we're getting closer to not only earnings, but possible pre-announcement, possible split news. It's got a lot going on. So main focus, Amazon, pretty gross, like all the FANG names. Is it going to have its Prime Day ripper? We'll see. If so, price target 200, okay? Nvidia didn't really, I mean, it was great all week, great for scalping, yada yada yada. Honestly, it's just consolidating. I mean, that MACD looks decent. Stow on the daily looks decent. It's actually having a possible Stow cross here. We'll see which way it goes. Cup pullback. Do we get a handle? Chips could be really, really crazy this week because of the earnings I mentioned and Avgo and SMCI. Okay. Clearly, a rotation into industrial names, Dow names, last week didn't really play them. Premiums were acting pretty wacky, but nice gains on Home Depot. Probably goes and fills the gap, and something to keep an eye on too. Maybe gap fills and then the whole market rejects. Shitty stocks definitely back in play. Unity, great week. So that I didn't play any. DJT could have a crazy run this week. Not only the VP pick, RNC convention, and the whole shit show going on. Not only if it breaks 33, in my opinion, it's got two price targets. One being 36, right there, and then another to the 89. I mean 30 and 30 and a halves and 40s. Try to check all those boxes. TSM hanging out here. Does it go and gap fill on earnings? Very possible. If not, I mean, serious cheap rippy coming up. Like major leg up happening. Okay. Volume's been coming down like that. It could really go. RSI says we can go higher. It's completely possible. These chips could start guiding up. China, very interesting. Obviously called Baba this week. When is it gonna do it? When is it gonna go close the gap? The Chinese are growing increasingly stronger. Anytime we sanction anyone, China and Russia benefits because it weakens the dollar. I've said that before. Janet Yellen came out to say the same. First green MACD bar. So Baba in play. Hood in the 23s. Bitcoin's ripping. If we open at 23 or hit it, I'm gonna sell my shit. Looks good though. Kind of a bull flag, but descending here, so could blast off. And it's 23 has been acting as a magnet, and 22 has been acting as a support magnet as well. SoFi seems to be get going here, but again, hitting so much volume shelf here. I'm gonna stay clear. UPST though, I'm gonna be all over this. This can continue running. I would think it sees the gap, then we either short it or wait all the way for it to backtest, or it continues and goes and fills the gap. If it does that, it's gonna run big time. And obviously last summer it went from 16 to 72. Where's my, there it is. I don't know why that glitches out sometimes. Okay, and as you can see, it's got a huge volume gap here. So if it gets going, I'm just gonna slam in the monies heavy and hard on this one. Instead of trying to cash out of the monies, I'm just gonna slam it heavy and hard. Microsoft is going to be the leader in a fang. Well, I'm in a swing in the money. If it gets going, same concept, going to slam in the monies. Why is this interesting to me, and why is tech back in action? Well, look at the Stow here. It already came down. It's holding. 21, could easily see a move to 460 again. Okay. Tesla, I mean, people got the dip, people bought up the dip. Let's see, same algo as everything else. As far as tech, as you can see on Apple here. All right. And then Meta said after hours that they took off Trump's restrictions. I doubt he'll be back on there, but we will see. I'm gonna try to, I think I covered everything. I do want to show you guys though that on Traditix they did buy the dip into this OPEX again. I mean, this is the last 5 days. You see what's going on. Once this bounces and starts going green, we rip again. So I'll be keeping an eye on the convergence. And next week, Powell, Monday, huge. I didn't even see that last week, but it's there. Then we have obviously the earnings. We get Canadian CPI. We have data. We have the shit show. And I'm just gonna say it right now. Please pay attention. If Joe Biden drops out of the race, the stock market immediately tanks hard for at least 3 days. A Bible dip? Yes, of course. Building permits, a lot of Fed speakers, so expect volatility. Let's see their tone. Do they slam us down or not? ECB rate decision, I doubt they change it. And then jobs numbers. And we have some auctions. Fed speakers are back, so we got to keep an eye on their foolish comments. And yeah, more action-packed week than I originally thought, but we're looking decent. And again, guys, VIX can go lower and the 10-year yield is looking spicy. Let's end with that, show you guys what I mean. It is under 2 of our party lines. If this goes down here, the market rips, but again, keep an eye on it. If it stays steady, it's also good. God bless. What a week we had. Let's try to get some serious moves in Monday, Tuesday. And remember, it's OPEX week. Friday's probably going to suck comparatively to last week's Friday. Let me just double check here that I have this correct. Hold on. But I do think I have it right by memory. Yeah. All right, cool. And that's where we have full moon. So let's see. Maybe we get a full moon rally on OPEX. We haven't had one of those in a while. Anyways, guys, God bless.
200% on the side. Boom. Keep going. We're turning the moon, baby. $776 billion. Couple contracts, the old contracts on that. $76 billion in a row.